Welcome to Election Week podcast. It's not over yet. We don't have a result yet, at least not the last 2 hours. It's Thursday. So we'll see where that ends up. But I know we will have 3 new news reported by the 3 of us. So Maggie, want to get us started?
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to be talking about Microsoft Clarity, which is a tool that's used for visualizing user experience, and it is now out of beta. So basically with Microsoft Clarity, it helps site owners to better understand visitor behavior so they can improve their user experience. So the dashboard provides insights of how many users were clicking on non-existent links, the number of users that scrolled up and down on a page in search of something they couldn't easily locate, how much time the average person spends navigating your site, and so on. It even has the ability to view recordings of individual sessions, so the site owners can better understand user behavior as it happened. So overall, I think it's a pretty helpful tool, and it can help you identify which sections of your website are turning users away and which are performing well, so you can better optimize, in the end helping to lead to more conversions.
That's pretty cool. I know we've done some of those things in the past, or still doing that. It's like, for example, scroll behavior and where people look at, which is interesting. But how does it work? Do you have to put, can you use it on any websites or only on Microsoft technology websites? And then how does it work? Do you have to insert, let's say, can you use it on your WordPress website? And
I was trying to do some more, the article I found didn't mention how it was, so I was trying to do some more research. I believe you can use it on any website. You just probably have to add a tracking code. And I did see one of the articles mentioned sometimes it can slow down your website depending on your website. When you set it up, you want to make sure it doesn't slow down the speed of your website.
Oh, they want to be true to themselves. Microsoft certainly slows things down.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We should stay on that, and we should put that into that for our clients, for our websites. Wow, interesting. Melissa?
Today I'm actually going to talk about Google Core Web Vitals. Similarly to what Maggie was mentioning about page speed and, the overall user experience and making sure that websites are meeting user expectations. We've mentioned the page experience update coming in 2021 for Google, and that's led by Core Web Vitals. And a recent study actually found that less than 15% of all websites meet the standards that the Core Web Vitals is expecting you to meet.
15%, that's
very little. 15%, yes.
Less than 50%, wow.
Yes. Core Web Vitals is broken up into 3 categories, which are loading, interactivity, and layout. So loading, they expect you to meet 2.5 seconds or faster for your page to load. Interactivity is how long it takes your browser to react to an action. So how long it takes them to click a button and react to that and bring them to the next page, like that kind of stuff. They expect that to be 100 milliseconds or faster. And the third one, layout, is referring to the amount of shifts across devices for your website. So they don't want to have any major layout shifts, any major changes between, all the browser sizes and loading times. So they expect you to have less than 0.1 shifts on your web page. Shifts, yes. So like the block changes. So when you're moving shift, when your layout shifts and your content moves or your images move down the page as it loads or as the browser shrinks together.
Interesting. Now we have switched our design process from going first with a mobile design and then switching over and basically then transferring it over into a desktop design, which I think helps with this.
Yes.
Because you go already with basically with a restricted screen, and then you just bring it back onto the desktop screen. That probably makes sense to further drive that home in your web development process.
Yeah, exactly. you know, since 2018, they've been a mobile first index, as we all know. And it took them, I think, up until the beginning of this year to fully have a mobile first index within the Google index. So, you know, that, like you said, it's mobile first. Make sure you have that squared away. And that is going to drive your layout shifts for your other devices. They said of all the websites, the interactivity one, the one about the browser reacting to the actions, that's the easiest to achieve. And that's where most websites are scoring pretty well. Loading and the layout shifts are, you know, if your WordPress theme is outdated and you're using, you know, if it hasn't been 5 years and you updated your theme, the layout shift is really going to hurt you. And loading has, you know, we've always been talking about page speed being a major issue over the last like 5 years. So they're just really driving that home.
Yeah, that's a page speed was always something, or website speed is always something we pay close attention to. And you know, we go through, you know, revisions of our process on that, but it's something we've been always paying close attention to it. But even us who pay attention to that, we still sometimes run into websites or our own websites that, why do we have this plugin there? It's slowing down the site, all of those things. We have to be vigilant about that. But I bet you that the less than 15% being compliant, they're good on the third category. Yeah. I think most fail on that category.
Yeah. Yeah. There is actually in Google Search Console, they added a new core web vitals report. So you can actually run your URLs through and see where you rank already, so that you can further prepare for the update coming in next year.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Cool. I have what I brought today is news about TikTok, and it's not related to the president, believe it or not. It's TikTok and Shopify announced a global partnership. TikTok has now over 100 million engaged users, and they want to drive more social commerce. And they felt that, especially Shopify being a big player, that will help them with that. So what they did, what the partnership will provide is it allows Shopify websites or Shopify users or owners to easily manage their ads in TikTok out of the Shopify shop, meaning on their Shopify dashboard, they can download a TikTok advertising app and manage and create and manage and optimize the advertising within the Shopify environment. And you know, you can target audiences by gender, user behavior, age, video category, all those things. And also you can have a tracking pixel, and it allows you to then track, you know, the people and the statistics and all of that. So it provides you a lot of insights and track the conversions. Also, they're testing a shop button. They're working on users in TikTok being able to browse products within the TikTok environment, but the products and the information is coming from Shopify. So they're testing that at the moment too.
It seems like everybody's going more towards e-commerce, because Instagram is doing the same thing. They're trying to make it really easy for people to shop within the app.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and it's certainly driven by the younger generations, where they don't hesitate, as you know, compared to me, you know, a little bit older. They shop within the social environments without any problem or any hesitation. So then it's a big moneymaker for those social platforms.
Right.
Yep.
TikTok will boost that partnership with you get if you are interested in that, you get a $300 credit from TikTok, which is great. $300 is significant. And you don't have to have TikTok followers in order to do it. Meaning, if you have Shopify, you can start targeting TikTok users without being on TikTok per se yourself, which is interesting. I have some notes here. And then, yeah, that's about it. I think, to your point, Maggie, social commerce is, as a subset of e-commerce. I think, especially in Europe and in the United States, is still completely underutilized. Completely underutilized. In
Yeah.
China, it's much more prevalent. There's a lot of shopping out of messengers, which for me is mind-boggling. Is very common in China. And I think we will see more of that. That you shop out of out of your Instagram and Pinterest and whatsoever.
Yeah, I think this is also going to change, the way that we look at video too. For years, we've always said that video gets better engagement, but now they're adding a whole nother layer to it with TikTok and, the Instagram Reels adding their shopping features. So now there's adding even more interactivity into video. So I think that the conversations about video on social media are going to change altogether too.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I agree with you. It's there's just one extra step that will happen if it doesn't happen already, where depending what's in the video, you might see ads because they have video image recognition. Say, oh, in this video they talk about hiking, and all of a sudden you get a hiking backpack offered.
Yep.
And so it's a matter of time that gets very smart, because you're right, the engagement will most likely be much higher within a video environment versus a text environment.
Yeah, for years, we always said photo wasn't enough, but now I wonder in, this coming year, I wonder if video by itself is no longer going to be enough when you're going to be expected to have some interactivity with your videos.
Yeah, and then there's the whole, we talked about that a few weeks ago, 2 months ago, about the whole augmented reality.
Yeah.
You overlay that to that, and it's like
Yeah.
So, okay, very interesting as every week. Thanks, Maggie and Melissa. I hope everybody finds it interesting. See you next week.